All right. Greetings in the name of Maria. And it is 2/23, 2026, coming to you from St. Louis is Miss Ria. And every time I touch this book, I destroy it more. It's coming apart. It's a relic at this point. It's history at this point. And this is a religion you've probably never heard of. And it does not preach you have a dark side, a shadow side. Those are all ways of explaining something essentially that is unexplainable, which is your true self. These are the teachings of Maria Orsic and Miguel Serrano. For it was around September, at the end of September, beginning of October of 2012, when Maria Orsic told me I lived on Earth. I lived during World War II. I know the truth about what really happened. And my God, like small g, teacher God, inspirer. She went on to say, I wouldn't have done what I did if he didn't inspire me. And she's like, in my world, that makes you a God, a teacher. There's something to learn. Something supernatural is going on. This is Miguel Serrano in a very beautiful, poetic way. Breaks it down as L and L La L. L La L. L Ella and L La L. L La L. And our enemies have a very similar teaching that comes from the laws of nature. And when you say Baphomet, people are like, you're a Satanist. Well, that's the one metaphor. Baphomet is a metaphor for Ella, 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 El. In other words, okay, in layman's terms that I am, in other words, it's not good and evil. It's not light and shadow, that you have a dark side to you. What most people, I'm not talking to our enemies, most people, what they're calling their dark side is some sort of sexual striving for the orgasm. And they're like, yeah, I'm bad. I mean, if you're really using force and fraud against people, know that eventually our magic will destroy you. Most definitely, because for the sake of my children, me, and everyone I love, you must. It's like Anakin Skywalker. You killed people's children. Don't think that that wasn't straight out of the Bible from George Lucas. Right? Lose. Kiss. Okay. So we're going to set the stage for tonight's rune reading. And we'll go to the rune, but first we're going to read from the ultimate avatar, about what a true traditional European witch, what that means. It means, like she said, from our sisters a little north of where I grew up, Joseph. It means the Valkyrie. From page 210, Miguel Serrano, the Valkyrie. It was not easy for me to recognize the difficulties in understanding my books. I am so immersed in symbols and legends circulating through my blood. So it has been arduous to come to know that others do not live in this way. But I am learning with the painful consequence that I must accept myself as a distinct being from another world. At this point, I can only seek my peers. I write for them. How could I explain my simple, transparent words, form them the way the archetype is printed in this world, like a cosmic plasma in a malleable way, in a malleable clay. Sorry. Right? Should I read that again? How could I explain my simple, transparent words? Form them the way the archetype is printed in this world, like a cosmic plasma in a malleable clay. There is a sacred time and a profane time. The first pertains to archetypal eternal lives. The second is for personal biographies, for historic falsehoods. Do you hear that? Nothing personal survives death, only the archetypal. But only when the archetype is a Hyperborean archetype and the hero who incorporates it has been able consciously to realize his sense surpassing it. That's the difference. Moreover, the diabolical archetypes of the demiurge exist, and they are more numerous. The demiurge being himself a diabolical archetype, a lord of darkness. Against these, the hero must fight, destroying them. That archetype, Lord of Darkness, in this world is Aleister Crowley at this time. You must know that. You must fight against him and his teachings because they are Christian, right? And we will now turn to our rune teaching. As we talked about before, we talked about Feor, faith, and the Hegel rune, which is the peace sign up and down, the six-pointed star. Peace sign up and down with a line through it. Okay, and tonight we will talk about, we will basically pick up where we left off. a very interesting breakdown of words. And, I don't know how to pronounce these words, but we'll start right here. Okay. It's hard to hold this heavy book. The true Kabbalah is also Nordic Hyperborean. It is the Orphic Kabbalah, phonetic as well as numeric, mantras and mudras. The Nordic Buchenstabe, where we meet the concept of the Kabbalist trilogy of the three mothers, the Norns, who were stolen in the 11th century by the Jewish family of the Chassides. Chassides arrived on the Rhine from the Orient. Christianity had already played havoc with great destruction in the souls of the Teutonic peoples. Only the Jews had been able to preserve the adulterated German Kala. They had also stolen the Star of David, originally the Hegel rune, with 6 arms and points, which Hyperboreans had taken to Egypt, and is then called the Seal of Solomon. The name Kabbalah or Kabbalah only appeared in the 12th century, but the Nordic Kala Germanic had its origin in Hyperborean Atlantis. In Hyperborean Atlantis. The German Kal says, from the north gate comes the good and the bad. The great wind blows from Hyperborea. It is Wotan, the Gut, the good. He is good. God comes from Got. Just think of the word got. I got. Got, Gut, Gute, is a German word, God. From there, from the north, extends an original rune sound heard by Lurin of nostalgia. Nostalgia. In the woods of patriarchal oaks, thereby converting the Aryan hero into the pilgrim of great yearning, vigilante of the dawn, vigilante of the morning star. Because what was in truth Hyperborea can no longer be known. It was not a continent. It was not terra firma, fixed as a point in planetary space. Hyperborea was beyond the god of cold and torment. Hyperborea is the hero himself, who was torn apart and crucified on the tree of creation, submerged by the wave of terror. Hyperborea was within him. Now it is outside. Only the runes will permit her to come within, to enter into the inner earth, the hollow earth. Stone brought from heaven, said Wolfram von Eschenbach. This is the Grail, the stone brought from heaven, the, from the broken crown of Lucifer, Venus, Ed L. Stein, precious stone, Himmelstein, sky stone. Rock and stone are almost the same. Stein, stern, rock, stone. A fallen star from the sky and submerging Hyperborea, causing reversal of the poles. But the star had already divided by then on the other side of the sky. Do you hear that? Shall I read it again? A star. This is what the Grail is. The stone broken from the crown of Lucifer that fell to the earth. Let the metaphoric symbolism of our ancient religion hit you. A star fallen from the sky, submerging Hyperborea, causing reversal of the poles. But the star had already divided, David, by then on the other side of the sky. Venus had already lost his crown, and the comet Venus transformed into a star without a crown, perhaps an artificial planet. Hyperborea the first was lost on the edge of the fifth heaven where Wotan, Odin, Lucifer was crucified to discover the runes that would restore immortality for the heroes, his warriors. Absolute personality and the possibility to make a leap beyond everything created, everything illusion, through the sunya, through the black sun of 2012. You're this rune, right? The very famous, that would be it upside down. This is it in its correct speech. And as you can see, it's a home, it's a house. The year rune. Find yourself and know everything. Find yourself and know everything. You want to know what you are? Everything to yourself, because you know everything about you. You're the Akashic records of you. And I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but you're eternal. You are eternal. So that was the year rune, and we will be right back, brothers and sisters.